go.
Hi, I'm Sarah Rothrock, founder of Happy Belly Bags, and we're here to introduce today the Ashley Koff line of Happy Belly Bags. So this is Ashley Koff, and she's going to go over her AKA approved Happy Belly bag.
And Sarah, one of the things that struck me is you're like so many of my clients. So I loved when we connected, but you yourself started Happy Belly Bags because you had digestive issues?
Yes, I went through years and years of trying to find out what was wrong with my system and why I was having so many issues. And finally, through research and looking on the internet and talking to people, I found that if I removed some things from my diet, like dairy and some processed foods, that I was feeling 10 times better. And I just wanted to be able to share that with everybody and put it all in one place, and thus Happy Belly Bags came to fruition.
Great. And as you said, we teamed up. When we think about the digestive system and digestive wellness, a lot of times people think only if they have a problem.
Right.
This is what they need to address. But whenever I'm seeing people as a dietitian for energy issues, for skin, for flat belly, for getting ready to have a baby, for any of these things, we're looking at trying to heal the digestive system,
right,
or to just make sure that the digestive system is working optimally. So we created the Ashley Koff approved Happy Belly bag with a whole bunch of AKA products, but this is designed, this large bag with all the different products in there, including my book, is designed to be like as if you were coming in for an appointment with me. So included in this, in addition to getting the products in the book, you would also get all of my tips for how to actually create the Happy Belly. So I thought we would start by going through them. As I mentioned, we do have my book, Recipes for IBS, which is a book about how to create a happy belly, how to address those digestive issues, but also how to cook for your family, for your friends, for yourself to prevent digestive issues.
Right.
And so we've got a lot of tips in there. And we'll start with, tea. So a lot of times people will say to me, well, does that mean I don't get to have any beverages whatsoever? Was that hard for you, like moving away from caffeine?
It was very hard, but I found that my energy and everything increased with removing caffeine from my diet. It made me feel a million times better.
Great. So we have a whole bunch of teas on your site, but the ones that are included in the bag are the organic gingerade and also the everyday detox tea. And the idea behind these is that some people will say to me, I want a detox or I want to cleanse, and is that
right,
part of creating Happy Belly? It can be, absolutely, if we do it in a healthy way, and that's where organic comes into play, and also switching from some of those beverages over to
right,
the healthy teas. Organic is the key to a happy belly, and so I recommend that everybody look for products that contain the USDA organic seal. And the reason for that is, very simply put, organic means food. It means that there are no chemicals, none of the scary stuff, none of the stuff that irritates the body. So what we're looking for, whether it's our high fiber cereals like the organic Nature's Path or any of the products in here, we're really looking to make sure that people make that switch over to organic.
Right.
Another wonderful organic product, because we always want to have some great snacks. And one of the things to look for is that nutrient balance. So we want snacks that are going to provide us carbohydrate for quick energy, carbohydrate coming from better sources, but also we want to make sure that we get some protein. So things like quinoa and other grains are included in here, and these are super tasty. And as I mentioned, quinoa is going to be gluten-free. It's extremely easy on the digestive system. You've told me a couple of times your kids love to have it for breakfast.
Yes. And it's so quick and easy to prepare.
Yeah, and it also sticks around, right? So
yeah,
you can, not in the body, but in terms of if you make it, you can keep it for the entire week and do
right,
that. So we've got that there. We've got some hemp products, and a lot of people aren't familiar with hemp seeds, but hemp is actually, it's a vegan source of protein, which is great whether you're a vegan or not. It's great for us to consume more plant-based sources of protein, also easier on the digestive system. But what's nice about this being a complete protein and not having carbohydrate is that it's also going to be something that you can pair with any of your carbohydrates.
Right.
So, you can toss hemp seeds onto a cereal, or you can toss them onto a grain, or you can put them onto berries, and you're still going to get that nutrient balance. And this cereal contains hemp. It's a granola, but it has hemp and greens in it. I even use this to coat some fish and make a nice crunchy crust to fish, so that's a fun one. We also have chia seeds, which chia is kind of like the it food right now. We talk a lot about the benefits of seeds. Here we're getting a great source of soluble fiber, which means it's really going to help the body. It's going to help our stomach so that we feel full, so that helps with weight management. But it's also really going to help us to pick up all of that waste product and move it throughout the system in a way that's not irritating or bloating to the digestive system. My favorite thing actually about chia seeds is that you can cook with it. So I put it into my egg white omelets, put it into muffins. I even had gnocchi made with it. So a lot of great options there. And one of the other things really important for us is making sure that we get those great sources of omega-3 fatty acids. If we are consuming fish, I want to consume wild fish. So we've got our canned wild salmon, and we also have our fish oil being the one, if we're going to take it as a supplement for the wonderful anti-inflammatory benefits, we want to make sure that we get all of the omegas. There are actually 16 omegas in a wild salmon. So by getting taking the supplement where it comes in the whole food form, our body is going to use it and get better results.
Now, is the whole omega, is that safe for anyone to use? Pregnant women? You know, what's the benefit aside from that? What's the age range people can
Great
use
question. So as with any supplement, and actually as with any diet plan, you always want to make sure that you talk to your physician or your healthcare practitioner before taking anything. Across the board, fish oil is really safe. There's been, there are a couple of spaces where it may be contraindicated, and that's where we do want to have you, especially if you're taking other medications, talk to your physician. But it's great for reducing inflammation. It's really great for helping with heart health. The sources of all the different omegas are ones that are going to correct and provide us with the optimal balance of fatty acids in the body. So very favorable, but again, especially before taking a supplement, talk to your practitioner. I love coconut water, right? Really hydrating. One of the secrets to digestive wellness and to a happy belly is to have a hydrated body. And what coconut water provides is potassium. That potassium actually allows for the water to go inside of the cells, which is what true hydration is. We think of water all the time, and we do want to include water, but the coconut water is going to provide us that potassium. What it also does is acts as a natural balance to our sodium intake. So a lot of these foods are very low or contain no sodium. However, our diet, if we are, out and about and eating and things like that, we can often consume more sodium. So this is a way to make sure we get that balance.
Right, and it's great with a little bit of juice or whatever.
Yeah, I actually, for the happy belly part, I'll actually take that as my base. I might even add a protein powder to it for something that's quick on the go, nutrient balanced. Or if I'm using liquids, if you are having digestive problems, if you're having gas, bloating, constipated, or if it's a really stressful day, all of these things, we don't want to put more stuff into the body, but we know that we need nutrition. So sometimes I'll recommend doing liquids in that moment so that it's easier on the digestive system. In the same way, I always really want to emphasize that you consume a variety of greens, that's fruits and vegetables from the whole food form, organic, in the frozen or in the fresh. You definitely want to get that into the diet. But life doesn't always happen that we can do that, so we included in here a supplement that's going to provide that, again, supplementing with organic greens, making the big difference. Probably, my next two products are probably like the core to the happy belly. I've been so excited to discover both of these in the last 5 or 10 years because they really make the difference in terms of regulating the system. So a good quality probiotic, and I am a spokesperson for a line, but I am that way because I have seen it work again and again for my patients with digestive wellness. The strain in here, the Bifentis strain, is actually the only one that's clinically proven to show helping across all of the different symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. So if you do have those issues, this is your probiotic to turn to. And the second one of my what puts the happy and happy belly supplements would be magnesium. So unfortunately, because of food processing, because of recommendations that doctors have told us for years, like take 1,200 milligrams of supplemental calcium, or just because we like dairy and we tend to get it in, we're getting more calcium and we're not getting as much magnesium in the diet. And magnesium allows for our muscles to relax. So whether it's a headache, so things are starting up here, or whether it's a bellyache, stomach or whether it's running throughout the entire body, any of that tension needs magnesium to undo it. And that's been really helpful for me to teach patients about how can you, by undoing that, you're allowing your digestive system to get moving again.
Right.
And that means that your bowels get moving, and that leads us to a happy belly.
Right.
Interesting to know that magnesium actually goes inside of the cell and turns off our fight or flight mechanism. So it actually reduces our stress, and that allows us to go to sleep a little bit more easily, and it also allows us to take that stress that we had in the day down. Now, we also have to do other things to take our stress down, so we can't just rely on a powder for that.
Right.
I always get the question, you know what, Ashley, I'm on the go, I'd love to make my quinoa ahead of time, but I forgot to, or, you know, I just want something that kind of tastes a little bit more sweet, or that sort of thing. So what we've included in there is a variety of bars. We have our 22-day bars and we have our pure bar. Both of these organic again, and they're also providing the right nutrient balance. So they've got some carbohydrate, some protein, some healthy fat.
Right.
And it's a great way to say, okay, I know you said to me you always stick one in your purse, so you
Yeah,
have it available. That's a great option. You know, same thing if you're traveling or, you know, needing something on the
Kids
go.
love them.
Absolutely. So
Dads, everybody loves
great
those bars.
on that part. And then something that I included in here that may not just be for internal use, but maybe for external use. One of the keys to digestive wellness is actually taking care of our skin, because when our skin is working optimally, it is actually one of the key entry points or rejection points for bad bacteria, and that's very important to us. So I actually keep my coconut oil, I have one near the kitchen and one in the bathroom, and in the shower I run this under hot water and then I put it on my skin, and that puts on, not only does it moisturize, but it also helps to create a protective coating for the body. In terms of cooking, this does the same thing inside in that mucosal layer of the lining of the entire digestive tract. So remember, when it comes to fats, portion control is important, but also what we can do is we can use this, and when we're cooking at a higher temperature, this is going to be a great option. So if you want those vegetables to have a little oil and that flavor, and you want to broil them or do something at a higher heat, this is a great option.
It's great for grilling too.
Yeah. Another seed, gamasio, one of my favorites. Sesame seeds, great source of calcium, so we do want to get calcium in our diet, but gamasio also has a great crunch. And I find that a lot of times, especially when people are maybe reducing the gluten, or, you know, they're trying to change things over to maybe having a salad or something like that, you want a crunch, and this is going to add a crunch to a stir fry or to a salad or that sort of thing. Great choice. And another, you know, again, you mentioned getting rid of dairy in the diet. Now, I don't think all people have to get rid of dairy.
No.
There's some dairy, like your goat's milk or your sheep's milk. The raw cheeses tend to do very well in the digestive system. But if we're trying to limit that amount, our nut butters are going to be a really convenient way to sort of make a replacement there.
Right.
So I use nut butters, you know, for sandwiches. I'll put them on top of a waffle for the kids or for adults. Lots of different ways to incorporate nut butters.
And that one's great because it's raw and sprouted, so it's the most natural form of the almond that you can get.
Right, and sprouting actually increases the protein's availability, so that, and it also makes it easier on the digestive system. So that's another reason why we chose it. And then my two favorites, as we get to the end, two of my favorites, I should say. I can't choose amongst all my favorite children.
They're all favorites.
Right? But I love bitters. And have you tried the bitters?
I have not yet.
Okay, so that'll be a fun one for you to play with.
Yeah,
So bitters
I'm
are an
excited.
amazing digestif. And what they do is before or after your meal, you can put it in flat water. You can actually cook with bitters. You can put it into your tea and things like that. And it goes throughout the body and works as a total digestif, meaning that it's going to help our body to digest things a little bit better. And I love the spray. I actually take this with me, especially when I'm flying, because even if I'm taking my bar and, you know, some of the other stuff to go, the whole day of travel and all of that, you know, something's going to end up making my digestive system not feel that great. So I love the spray option. And speaking of digestion and how we break it down, one of my other backups is I always recommend for people that they travel with a digestive enzyme. Digestive enzymes are things that we already have in the body. We have them in our stomach, and they help us to break down our food. But what can happen over years of abuse is that we may use them up or not have enough of some. But we also have the issue with the digestive enzymes that sometimes foods we just aren't breaking them down well enough. Or sometimes we go out to order something and we think we're getting one type of food, and then when we go to have it, we say to ourselves, there was something in there that I wasn't meant to have.
Yeah.
So these are a great backup. I recommend, you know, having a handful in your bag, that kind of thing.
And those also are safe for most patients?
They are safe for most patients. Again, with any supplement, I would definitely recommend that you ask your practitioner about it or contact me or contact us about that part. I also like in that particular product that it includes anti-inflammatory herbs.
Right.
So again, everything here is working synergistically together, but not to overwhelm anyone. The other option that we have, you're welcome to grab all of this and go out the door and get going, but the other option that we do have is for you to kind of pick and choose things. And I think it can be really smart to sort of start on your steps toward a happy belly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, you're welcome to pick out a couple of things and put them in your bag and get those. And as you try things out, also definitely let us know, and let us know if you have any questions. I can always be reached at aka@ashleykoffApproved.com and Sarah at Happy Belly Bags.
Yes, and definitely. I can be reached at any time at sarah@happybellybags.com.
Great. Thank you.